Hello, neighbors. We have reached the last quarter of 2023. The home run stretch is filled with growth points, goal attainment, rich manifestation energy. And speaking on manifestation, if you haven't purchased 44 Ways to Manifest yet, head over to the Amazon store and drop it in your cart now. It's an adult picture book filled with simple ways to incorporate manifesting on a daily basis. The book is a gem, not because I wrote it, but I have really seen how just by adding super simple manifesting techniques to your day, how it positively improves the lives of myself and others. The link will be in the description. With that said, welcome to your reading. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's get into the reading and see what the last quarter of 2023 has in store for you and how you can use the influence to manifest your goals and aspirations. We finally make it to October, and we start the month with your energy directed towards your career and image and collaborating with others to bolster your reputation in the game, whichever game you're in. You're passionate about what you are working on and you have invested time, blood, sweat, tears, but there could be a shift that totally shifts your vision and you may not know how to incorporate the change, or it may be slightly difficult because maybe your decision may not just affect you, but those you collaborate with. And they are fixed to the old ways. Any way the pendulum swings, being able to persuade and be diplomatic when expressing oneself will be super helpful to you during this time. In October, you want to rebrand and sell yourself, whether it's refining your service offerings or updating your resume. It's all about positioning yourself from a place of strength, but be mindful of claiming accolades that don't belong to you. Essentially, don't embellish who you are and what you can do because there are people that are waiting to put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. There's a lot of energy surrounding you and your work, but not just any job. Career and the work that is tied to your identity. While you're working towards your career goals and elevation, you absolutely should be working on having an individual identity that isn't tied to your career. You can have both. There are some Capricorns that care so much about their public identity that they don't have time to really fine-tune who they are as a person when no one is looking. This is equally important because no one has ever had a eulogy that said, damn, he was a really good accountant. Think about that when you're fighting to define yourself solely through the work you do. So on October 13, 2023, Mars enters Scorpio, and that is happening in your 11th house, and it's also coming into beautiful aspect with retrograde Saturn over in your 3rd house, and you can really find that you're adding something to your goal list, whether it's a new project or upskilling, reskilling of sorts. Your actions during this time will be very disciplined and will work in your best interest to achieve any goals set before you, but you have to make the best of the energy. By mid-October, October 14th to be exact, we have a solar eclipse in Libra, and this will be the start of new opportunities for you. Career direction defined. Power players start to move into your atmosphere. Referrals and links based on your reputation starts to flow to you. This is a step forward in the direction you have been working so hard for. This will also be an opportunity to mesh skill with passion, and this will be the start to building a foundation that you so much desired for your emotional security. 2 weeks later, we experience a lunar eclipse in Taurus, and it's going to be bringing an awakening to the way that you express, the way you create, the manner in which you are taking risks and barriers and or obstacles in this area that especially hinders your purpose in terms of goals will fall to the wayside, opening your mind and perspective to go forward in a more aware way. While it sounds like exactly what you need, it will be a shock to your person because the old way of being, while it may not be beneficial, is something that you're used to. Once the used to factor has shaken, the adjustment will become easier. On the same day, Mars opposes Jupiter, and you may react in being too boasty. It can be an energy where you feel discredited and you try to defend by over promoting yourself. Try not to be tempted in that energy. On another vibe, this aspect, along with the energy of the eclipse, will show you that your stagnation is due to your love or close relationship. Either you're too busy controlling a situation that you can't allow yourself to fully commit to your progress, or vice versa. Someone has a hold on you that permits you from exploring and growing, or vice versa. The light will shine on the issue, but whether you step towards the light is your own free will. By mid-November, the effects of the energy are felt, and on or around November 11th, a decisive action is taken that gives you a better footing in terms of the actions you are making to accomplish your goals. This not only changes the way you express, but may change the state of your relationship, possibly providing more excitement due to the assertiveness you instill, or maybe it may cause division if said person feels like your assertiveness in the areas of your goals will translate to assertiveness in the relationship dynamic, and they're not used to that. Beautiful energy incoming. On November 17th, we have a water trine between Mars in Scorpio and retrograde Neptune in Pisces. It's a soothing and comforting energy. Effective communication provides the emotional affirmation that is needed. Intuitive action towards goal planning and implementation are fruitful. Connecting and growing your network is likely. Family becomes friends and friends become family. It's a great energy. Then boom, we get another beautiful energy. You are actively working on your goals, which you may notice or not, but it attributes to who you are and not what you do. Yes, your goals and what you do is important, but defining who you are to yourself will be given attention at this time. And the more you carve out an identity of who you are within a group versus who you are on your own, you will see powerful strides that shows you that the prosperity you seek lies in your individual identity. At the end of November, you can be confronted with the energy of feeling tired, not in the sense of you just need rest. This is deeper than that. You may feel overwhelmed with past challenges that instill you with fear to not compete and act on what you want in fear of failing. This could be because you believe that people aren't on your team, or is it your subconscious self working against you? The point is, there's an energy of fear when it comes to pursuing what needs to be pursued to continue building your foundation, which you know is a missing piece to the security you seek. Do not obstruct your own actions. The strength really does lie with you to get your house in order, and it's a matter of working through the fear regardless of the assumed root of it. The power really does lie with you to carry on. So we get to the beginning of December. Your vibe is that you really don't want to bother with others. You're going to have the desire to be left to your own devices, to move in silence. While the time may require that you make your moves behind the scenes, because there's a lot that needs to be attended to ensure creative endeavors, love life, and or for parents, your children's schedule does not get interrupted, there are good things coming down the pipeline for you in terms of understanding differing perspective in love, pushing new life into your creative projects, and opportunities for your passions and children. So just make sure that you are making the proper adjustments to ensure you have the space to do your private stuff and still leave the door open to be ready to accept the positive alignments that are coming in for you. December 13th, Mercury retrogrades in your sign. For the last time of the year, the retrograde will begin in your first house and end in your 12th house. The last Mercury retrograde of the year will have you reflecting on self, who you are versus how you present, and you may actively devise a strategy to have both views of self become united. By the end of the Mercury retrograde, there is a quieting of the mind that will take place, confronting negative self-talk so you can show up authentically in any space. But the realization that it begins with you and not the outside world will bring you a sense of peace and control. December 21st, we have Mars in Sagittarius in conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which is retrograde. You may fall back on certain actions that you were taking towards finding or maintaining love relationships, and your fallback has ripple effects and can change the dynamic of your current relationship. So you may feel uncertain if you should continue to fall back, as the changes that occur really does mess with your used to factor. The question then becomes, does your used to factor benefit you? If it does, maybe you don't need to fall back, but change your actions. And if it doesn't benefit you, in the long run, continue to fall back and deal with the temporary weirdness, and you'll eventually adjust in time. So we end the year with a growth point. We have Mars in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces. A challenge occurs that if accepted, it will do wonders to your inner and emotional development. Remember, we discussed that energy where you may feel fearful to compete due to your history. Well, this is the time to act on what you need to attain emotional security, legacy building, and stability and peace within the family and within your home environment. Are you willing to act on faith and still pursue what you need to, regardless of the negative voices in your head that is telling you that you aren't strong enough? Finding the strength to act, regardless of the negative self-talk, will prove how much power you really have and create new stories and perspectives that can be generalized in all aspects of your life to create the life you want, regardless of your past. This brings us to the end of your reading. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below about the energy you encountered so far in 2023, the progress you've made, and the progress that you are going to make. Don't forget to grab your copy of 44 Ways to Manifest to set you up to manifest your best life in 2024. And until then, flow with the energy and take every blessing and opportunity the universe has in store for you. Peace and prosperity to you, and we'll chat soon.